Hey guys, welcome to today's edition of Loddy's NBA Locks. If you're not following me on Instagram, go do that. It's sports.betting.system. I don't always get around to posting my picks on here, but I always post them on Instagram and I post picks for other sports as well, posting free picks every day. And then, of course, my picks are also available for sale if you're interested. That's sports.betting.system. Let's get started with today's NBA picks. First, the Indiana Pacers. I'm liking the favorites today, I guess. First pick is the Indiana Pacers minus 11 at home against the New York Knicks. The Pacers are looking to get back on track, losers of 3 of their last 4 games. Who would you want to play if you needed a win? The New York Knicks. Now, the Pacers were blown out in Milwaukee and Philadelphia in their last 2 games. They were playing a Milwaukee team on a 2-game losing streak, fresh off a loss to the Suns, so the Pacers were unfortunately the victims of Milwaukee's rage. And in the loss against the Sixers, the Pacers came out quite strong in that game. At one point, they were up 14 points. They held an 8-point lead at half, but it was Joel Embiid's first game back. Towards the end of the first half, he started to get his legs back under him, and he took over the game in the second half. The Pacers don't have a guy that can take over games. Oladipo was the closest thing they had, and he's gone. Now, they don't need that guy against the Knicks. I see the Pacers coming out on fire, getting a big lead at some point in the game, probably somewhere in the second quarter, maybe in the third, and forcing the Knicks to quit en route to a blowout victory. Lock number 1 is the Pacers minus 11 at home against the New York Knicks. Lock number 2 is the Philadelphia 76ers minus 14 at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers, taking another double-digit favorite. Normally don't do that. Taking 3 today. So the Sixers are playing well right now. Excited to have Embiid back. The Cavs just played last night, got a win over the Toronto Raptors. Kevin Love is out tonight. They were a mess against the Pistons. I think it was Saturday night when he sat. It's the type of game where if the Sixers get a 10, 12 point lead, the Cavs will tap out and call it a night. Lock number 2 is Philadelphia minus 14 at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Lock number 3, Milwaukee minus 10 in New Orleans. Just reading the line here. Remember yesterday I told you guys odds makers resist making a team a 10-point road favorite, knowing a lot of bet sharks like putting down money on 10-point underdogs when they're at home. We were talking about that when we were picking the Cavs Raptors game yesterday. That was part of the reason why we took the Cavs plus 9, which was one of the plays I gave my customers last night, by the way. No news as of yet that AD will be sitting this one out. If he is, that would explain this line, but it does seem strange that they are 10-point underdogs at home if Anthony Davis does play. So keep an eye out on that. If you like, message me on Instagram a little closer to the game and I can let you know what I'm thinking then. But for now, lock number 3 is the Bucks minus 10 on the road in New Orleans. Lock number 4, let's take the San Antonio Spurs minus 5 in Dallas. I'm assuming Luka Doncic isn't playing. He said he felt something pop in the game the other day against the Rockets, was diagnosed with a mild knee strain, which is nothing if you're a team fighting for a playoff spot. But if you're already pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs, or in the Mavs case, no shot to make the playoffs, then you sit out if you hear anything pop. Imagine you're an owner or GM and Luka fucking Doncic, the future of not only your team, but the NBA says, I heard my knee pop. The next words out of your mouth is, son, you ain't playing another goddamn minute. So if he's not playing, what do the Mavs have? Again, if he does play, feel free to message. If they say he is playing, feel free to message me on Instagram a little closer to the game. I'll let you know what I think then. Guessing he's not going to play, so if he doesn't, who do the Mavs have? The Spurs have been terrible on the road, and that has to have been an emphasis in the locker room so close to the playoffs, knowing they're going to be a lower seed, knowing they'll need to win on the road if they're going to win a playoff series this year. They went 1-7 on a recent 8-game road trip, so it's been an emphasis in the locker room. We need to get better at winning on the road. So let's take the Spurs to cover the spread for lock number 4. Lock number 5, we'll take the Denver Nuggets minus 9 at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Karl-Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins didn't play in Sunday's win over the New York Knicks, and now Towns is supposed to play tonight. Still not sure about Wiggins, but the first game back for a superstar after his team played well without him is never good. Just ask the Raptors. And regardless of that, let's say he did play in the win against the Knicks. This is still the 32-35 Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 9-25 on the road, just 14-23 against teams above 500. Going into Denver, where the Nuggets are 27-6 at home, 24-7 against teams below 500. Losers of 3 of their last 4, the Denver Nuggets, are going to come out guns a-blazing tonight. So we'll take them at -9 for lock number 5. Lock number 6, Portland -2 in Los Angeles. A fire was lit under the Los Angeles Clippers when they traded Tobias Harris, and the NBA world assumed they were tanking. The players in that locker room made it very clear they wanted no part of that. They lost 2 of the first 3 after the trade. They are 8-2 since and 9-4 overall since trading Tobias Harris. It should be noted, Gallinari was gone for most of the season while Harris was there. He's been back, and he gives you a lot of what Harris gave you. Plus, they added Ivica Zubac. So him and Gallinari combined has given the Clippers, at least offensively, what they lost when they traded Tobias Harris. But that fire may have cooled down a little with how much success they've been having. Look like they may be the odd team out in the playoff race in the West, and this morning they woke up in 6th place in the Western Conference, a game ahead of the 8th ranked Utah Jazz and a full 5 games ahead of the 9th place Sacramento Kings. So they might be a little content, and that may lead to complacency. They did just play last night, so they may be tired as well, just 4-6 this season on the second night of a back-to-back. Let's take the road favorite, Portland Trailblazers, -2 for the final lock of the day. If you're not following me on Instagram, go do that, sports.betting.system. Good luck to you if you're placing any bets tonight, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow. Major key